An extensive review of fiscal year 2023, discussing everything from public finance management to policy and institutional assets, convenes the Ministry of Finance and the press. Highlighting the outlook of the Gambia's GDP, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Keita, reveals that economic growth between 2016 and 2024 has been positive compared to other countries in the sub-region, as the Gambia continues to outperform bigger nations like Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. On inflation, reserves, and banking sector liquidity, Minister Keita said despite significant increase in inflation from 11.5% in 2022 to 17% in 2023, the Gambia's economy is safe and sound, with the country's gross external reserve covering 5.6 months at December 2023. The finance minister posited that the Gambia's total debt stock increased from $46.3 billion in 2016 to $110.6 billion in 2023 due to inherited domestic and external debt from the previous administration, costly domestic debt service obligations, high contingent liabilities, stemming primarily from NAWEC and several loss-making state-owned enterprises, including debt restructuring during the outbreak of the COVID-19. The finance minister also cited the impact of the dollar's depreciation against major currencies and new borrowing to finance ongoing development projects, noting that total debt stock remains high risk, but is sustainable as confirmed by the IMF debt sustainability analysis.
Because when you say debt is a risk, yes, we are aware because it puts more obligations on you to service that debt. But the most important thing is responsible borrowing, to make sure that the loans you are contracting go on to generate assets. The biggest challenge we have is we don't have a national balance sheet as a country to know which assets have been generated by the loan portfolio. But in Hardin Highway is part of the loan book contracted, and as we know, the value of that contract is about $96 million. And the phase one of the University of the Gambia, the rehabilitation of the Banjul International Airport, the construction of the VVIP launch at the airport, the Gamtel broadband network project, which I think is about $25 million, the port expansion project, the OMVG interconnection, the renewable energy project is another element. This is consistent with the President's agenda of universal energy access by 2025.
The government of the Gambia, according to Minister Keita, make tremendous gains in improving domestic resource mobilization, aimed at strengthening the macroeconomic and fiscal fundamentals of the economy, adding that between 2016 and 2023, government-generated revenue from domestic source increased by roughly 134%, from $7.6 billion in 2016 to $17.8 billion in 2023, representing an annual growth rate of 19%.
There is no public asset register, which is functional, and we have now approved the public asset management policy to put in place all the public assets of the state so that all the roads, all the bridges, all the factories that are state-owned and the buildings will be in one place, and every Gambian will know what is the stock of assets the country has. We also work on resource mobilization in the form of asset recycling of the Senegambia Bridge, which is at an advanced stage, and PS, I'm sure, will be very much ready to sign the agreement. The anti-corruption bill also came into law in December 2023, and the bill has been assented to by His Excellency to ensure that the fight against corruption is embedded.
In governance, the finance minister said the country ranking in the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index improved from 110 to 98 out of 180 countries between 2022 and 2023, citing the anti-corruption bill passed by the National Assembly in December 2023, which paved the way for the creation of an anti-corruption commission to intensify the government's anti-corruption efforts. The minister recommended that reforms be sustained to maintain the growth trajectory for resource mobilization and fiscal consolidation as the main input to improve living standards and achieve sustainable socio-economic development in the country. Reporting for GRTS News, I am Omar P. Jallow.